Hey, what's going on, guys? Military Arsenal here. This is my Colt railgun 1911. This is 45 ACP. Colt released this model in 2011 for the 100th anniversary. And then in 2012, the Marine Corps adopted this pistol as their service pistol. And obviously, because they're a military branch, they renamed their version of it the M45, and it's called the Colt USMC. Pretty much the same gun as this, but the ones that the Marines use have a tan Cerakote finish. This one has a black Cerakote finish. The Marines have different grips. They also have a lanyard loop. Okay. Obviously the markings are different. This one says government model. The Marines will not say government model. Pretty much the same gun. This is the civilian version, so it's called the railgun. We'll safety check it real quick. Okay, we're clear. It has a stainless barrel. It is a national match barrel, so that's really nice. It has 3-dot Novak sights. Really nice sights. I love these sights. The rear sight is adjustable for windage only. Okay. Vertical slant serrations. They're very nice. They feel very crisp. Make it real easy to rack the slide. Very tight fit, by the way. There's no wiggle or any movement at all. You know, hardly any, really nothing at all. Now, I haven't shot this yet. This is not broken in, but even though it's factory new, you expect Colts to be a little bit loose with their tolerances because that's just what they're known for. But this Colt railgun, it's like very tight. I've never had a Colt this tight, ever. So that's really nice. Now, this whole gun is made from stainless steel, but it has a Cerakote finish over it. So that's kind of unique. Usually if a gun has a finish on it, it's carbon steel. But this is stainless steel with a Cerakote finish over it, which is nice. So if you get like holster wear or whatever, it'll be stainless steel poking through the finish, so you don't got to worry about rust. Now it has ambidextrous safety, thumb safety. I'm not a huge fan of that, but you know, it is what it is. It has a commander style hammer, skeletonized, combat hammer, whatever you want to call it. The beaver tail grip safety is extended. Okay, and it's got the nice beaver tail right here to protect your hand from hammer bite. Okay. It has a plastic mainspring housing. Not a huge fan of that, but it's not a huge deal. If I ever wanted to, I could change it out in the future. I know how to do it. Standard magazine release. It's not extended. Standard slide release. It's also not extended. The trigger, it's a long trigger, skeletonized 3-hole trigger. It's serrated on the front. I believe it's aluminum. Okay. Obviously you have your rail. Maybe in the future I might put a light on it or something, but for now probably not. I think it looks pretty cool. You know, I'm a traditionalist in terms of 1911s. I like the old school look, but being as I already have some traditional 1911s, I kind of wanted a modern one, you know, just to go with the collection. I think it's pretty cool. I would like to shoot this though in the future. You know, right now ammo is kind of crazy. It's real expensive and hard to find, so I don't mind waiting a little bit. It has a I think it's called a release cut or a relief cut right here under the trigger guard. That helps your hand have a nice fit to it. It's very comfortable. Feels really nice. A standard 1911 will just curve normally. This one has a cut that's a little bit deeper into the grip. Okay, I don't know if you can see that really well right here. Just a little extra feature. It has beveling. Okay, slightly beveled. It's nothing too major. The grips are wood. They're checkered, double diamond. It's kind of a unique color. I was thinking about getting VZ grips for it, like a tan or dark earth color. I think that would look really cool with it. But, you know, for now I'll just keep these on. Slotted screws, they're not hex. And for, you know, a modern 1911, you kind of would expect the hex screws, but it comes with regular screws. Okay. The ejection port is lowered, obviously, and it's also flared out. Pretty much anything you could imagine in terms of modern features for 1911, this one pretty much has it. Now, the bushing and the guide spring rod are standard. Okay, this does not have a full-length guide spring rod, which I kind of like. I like this design better. You know, it's the original design. Your standard recoil plug. Obviously, when you cock it back, you don't see the guide rod. It seems like it's built very well. You know, it is a Colt, so you would expect that, but it just feels really good in the hand. Very solid feel. It's pretty heavy. Okay, I think the rail, they have to have a little bit more material on the dust cover here to be able to add the rail to it. So it gives it a few more ounces, but it's not too much heavier than a standard government model. It just seems very nice. Now the National Match Barrel, I probably won't be able to tell the difference with the accuracy, but it is nice that it has a National Match Barrel. The magazine that it comes with is actually a modern magazine. As you can see, the follower, it folds down into the magazine well, so it prevents tilt. Now again, these magazines are factory new. I haven't broken them in or anything, but you know, it rides up and down pretty nicely. There's no tilt at all. The bottom, it says Colt 45 auto 8 round, so it's an 8 round magazine. Obviously there's not a removable floor plate on it. It's not a big deal, you can always get those. But yeah, it has a very smooth slide to frame fit, and I mean, this thing's factory new too. It just feels great. So being as it's so tight, it's probably going to jam a little bit. I say probably, but I'll break it in a good 500 rounds. But it's just a pretty cool gun. It's pretty expensive. The prices are even more high now. I got this one for $1,200, okay? And at the time, that was very high for a 1911. But now, I see them going for up to $1,500. You know, that's ridiculous, but that's what they're going for. The demand for these kind of handguns, I guess, went up. And there it is. And somebody asked me in my last video with these mechanics gloves, they wanted to see me handle a gun while wearing them. So I'll show you. These are really nice gloves, man. I really recommend them. Still haven't used them yet at the range, but okay, here we go. Okay, I got it gripped. I can release the magazine, cock it back. Activate the safety. Fire. And that's something else. This has the Series 80 firing pin block. It's a modern 1911, so you'd expect that. So it does have it. Yeah, these gloves are excellent for handling firearms because they fit so nicely, and you feel like you have control, you know, over everything. Sometimes if you have gloves on, it kind of takes away the precision that you have to activate the controls. But you know, these gloves are excellent. These are mechanics gloves. Okay, you can get them at Walmart. You can get them online. They're about $20, $25, somewhere in there, and they feel great. Yeah, I like them a lot. So there's my Colt railgun. I hope you guys like it. If you find one and you don't mind spending the money for it, I would really recommend it. Yeah, it seems very well made. It's a modern 1911, which is, you know, what I wanted. It's just very cool. Now, like I told you, the Marine Corps adopted this pistol and renamed it the M45. the Colt USMC, and it has the tan Cerakote finish. I heard that Colt is going to release some of those pistols to the public. I think I heard they're going to take 80 pistols every month off the line and sell them to the public. And those pistols are going for about $2,000. That's a lot of money. If it was up to me, I would just go with this one. It's pretty much the same pistol, just with a different finish and different markings on it. And the trigger's different. The ones that the Marines have a short, solid trigger. This one has the extended trigger with the holes in it. You can always switch that out. And I bet if you wanted to, you could even send this to a Cerakote applier, and they could probably take this finish off and put a tan Cerakote finish on for you. You know, I don't see why you couldn't do that, but just so you know, you can get the Marine Corps USMC railgun, or the M45, but they're very hard to find, they're very expensive. So this is the civilian version of it. It's called the railgun. Just a really nice gun, and it looks like in the trigger you have an adjustment. Okay, so you can probably change the trigger pull on it. Yeah, pretty cool. I think it has about a 4-pound trigger, 5-pound trigger, somewhere in there. Just very cool. There's the muzzle of it. Very nice sights. Yeah, so there it is. There's the Colt railgun with the black Cerakote finish. And you can also get them in stainless too. But there it is, and y'all have a nice day. See ya.